Mock the Week, I'm Dara O'Brien. It's been a summer of laughter, what with the floods and the plague and the terrorist attacks and all that. It's been so funny, we haven't been able to fit it all into the shows. Here's your chance then to see some of our favourite bits and the stuff you won't have seen. Hope you enjoy it. OK, our next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. David, which category would you like?
Science.
OK, your category is science. The answer is serious, risky and heroic. What is the question?
What is telling farmers, it could be worse?
Is it what a Snap, Crackle and Pops DJ names?
How have people described my recent sex tour of Nigeria?
Very well reviewed in The Spectator.
How would you describe standing in between Judy Finnegan and a free bar?
Is it what are the 3 speed settings on the world's most powerful vibrator?
And you know what the correct answer is?
Is it about the Russian submarine that's attempted to claim the North Pole?
It's exactly what it is. Well done, Frankie. Congratulations. Yes, the question I was looking for is, how did proud Russian officials describe their country's mission to claim the North Pole? This is the news of Russia symbolically staked a claim to billions of dollars worth of oil and gas reserves in the Arctic Oceans. 2 mini-submarines carried out a record-breaking dive to plant a flag 2.5 miles below the North Pole, which they believe is directly connected to their continental shelf, which, of course, it is, which is connected to every other part of the planet. Anyway.
There's also a British flag 2.5 miles underwater. It's on the top of Gloucester Cathedral.
Why didn't you get your swimmer guy who swam there a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
Why didn't he just carry a flag in his teeth and just slip to the other side and go dunk? Oh, by the way, hours.
He's too busy raising money for cancer, the selfish bastards.
I can't believe you're taking the moral high ground out there.
It's been a while. God, it looks strange up here.
He's going to get dizzy now and roll down the moral hill. In the week that Russia claimed the North Pole seabed, what has NASA been up to?
Something with rockets, I reckon.
Yeah.
Sending a rocket up and then having it blow up in the sky again, are they?
They're going to Mars, aren't they?
They are going to
Mars.
Mars.
And we shall
yes,
claim it. It's going to take 9 months, apparently.
NASA should be more realistic. NASA can call their next mission Operation Space Grave. To be honest, though, they get a hard time, NASA, don't they? But without them, they've compiled some fantastic research. Without them, we wouldn't know whether or not a red-hot human skull falling from space can break through the roof of a farmhouse in Texas. Apparently it can.
The Americans...
Do you miss the moral high ground? That was a while ago now, wasn't it?
Cold and dark down here now. Just see the edges of your faces.
OK, speaking of travel, more generally, why have British people been having a hard time?
It's really stressful flying, apparently.
How stressful is it flying?
Well, apparently it's more stressful than driving a Formula 1 racing car, which is hilarious. Just the idea of Lewis Hamilton kind of going, how was it? Well, I was going 180 miles an hour. I had some real pressure from Alonso, but at times it felt almost as bad as being in Heathrow, just outside Tyrac.
The whole Heathrow stress thing is just basically overplayed, though, because the media can't get over the irony of it. And it just loves interviewing people at the airport and going, so you're going on holiday and you're expected to have a nice time on holiday in Spain. Yes, we were. We planned to go to Spain on holiday. And what's happened? Well, actually, the opposite of a nice time is being had by us. We're having a nasty time queuing and I'm not sure where my bag is. Oh, my God, so what, you're expecting a nice time for which you've paid money? Nice, good, in the plus column. Yes, yes. But what actually has happened is the opposite, a nasty bad thing. When you're expecting a nice thing, a bad. Can you imagine that? That's worse than Hitler.
I don't fly. I'm terrified of flying. And people always go, oh, are you claustrophobic or you don't like the whole experience and stuff. You're like, no, I don't want to be blown to pieces in the sky. There's nowhere I want to visit so much I'm willing to be fired towards it at 700 miles an hour in a tin can full of other people's farts.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of holidays, what's going on here?
Oh, I saw this. This is fantastic. That lady, it looks a bit like Nora Batty. She's 20 stone, and she was having a bit of a sunbathe, which is a lot to get round. But
do you know where it is, by the way?
It's in Essex.
It's in Westcliff-on-Sea in Essex.
She got stuck, and those 2 men arrived from a Bond film to...
She got stuck in her deck chair, and then the tide started coming in. And those men are Coast Guard.
Yeah.
She was a danger to shipping.
There's a boat on the distance going...
She turns and goes, "Bah."
I don't understand about this. They rescued her, didn't they? And the paper said they got to her just before the tide came in, just in the nick of time. They rescued her from the rising water. Every year there are whales and dolphins and stuff stranded on beaches. They wait for the tide to come in. That's what they want, and they refloat them. Isn't that we should just have floated up with everything? Didn't need to rescue her at all.
Just tow her into harbour.
Yeah.
Aren't we here essentially mocking a partially disabled old lady?
He's back up the mountain. Fresh air. Back up the mountain again. He's unbearable when he does that. The next round is called Between the Lines and it features Hugh and Frankie. Would you make your way to the press pit, please? Frankie delivers a speech in the guise of a leading figure on the world stage, while Hugh translates what they really mean. Frankie, this week, you are Leader of the Opposition, David Cameron, addressing the nation.
Let me assure you, I understand the pain of the people of Tewkesbury.
We're both up to our necks in shit.
This summer, I have put the Tory party back where they belong.
Third in 2 by-elections.
I have been criticised recently for my poor performances.
I told the wife it's the stress of the job.
I'm not worried about the polls.
They're doing a lovely job in my kitchen.
We Tories believe that marriage is the ideal.
A strong man and a woman who will stand by him during allegations about his homosexuality.
Boris Johnson will make a great mayor. He has a lot in common with London's first mayor.
He's a dick.
I have taken steps to ensure that I will be the next Prime Minister of this great country.
Dear Jimmy. Could you fix it for me?
Let's hear it, Frankie! Now we play a game called What on Earth? You're thinking at home, wow, I haven't seen this game before. That's because we never fucking broadcast it. I show the panel a topical image from somewhere in the world and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what on earth is this?
It's Margaret Thatcher meeting Gordon Brown in number 10 Downing Street. He invited her for tea, and it's pissed off everyone in the Labour Party and in the Tory Party. And worse than that is having a portrait of her commissioned, naked, holding back a dog.
I'm wondering what the photo actually shows. Is he just trodden on her toe? You don't say that. Seems a bit harsh to an 81-year-old lady.
She's just clapping her hand like that, isn't he?
It's got arthritis.
Look at how baffled she is.
Yeah.
She thinks she still lives there and that she's a cat. Is this the QE2? I'm Shirley Bassey. Get out of my way.
I feel sorry for Cameron, because it's a bit like Brown's flirting with his ex. Do you know what I mean? He's like some bloke in a pub. Leave it, Dave. She's not worth it. You left her. You left her.
It was portrayed by some as if there's some sort of high-level political discussion, where it was just somebody coming around and going, I used to live here. Do you mind if I have a look around again?
Tony Blair's last thing, he said we need to have a national debate about whether Margaret Thatcher gets a state funeral. The only debate most people are having is whether or not she needs to be dead before we bury her. Give her a biking funeral on a scale model of the Belgrano.
Maybe the thing is, I'm telling you, because this is, Margaret Thatcher, whatever you think of her, lived in that house for 11 years. And now Gordon Brown has been there for, 4 months? They met, this is true, in the Thatcher room. Yeah. It's called the Thatcher room. That's got to hurt. They're sitting at, this is the Thatcher room. I bloody know that. I'm Thatcher. And then he took her on a tour of her own house.
This all on the same day when Saatchi's got given the advertising campaign for the Labour Party. Saatchi's famous for the 1979 campaign, Labour isn't working. So presumably they've just dusted that down, crossed out the isn't, put is, and gone, how about that? The other one apparently they did was not Flash, but Gordon.
Just Gordon, isn't it?
Yeah, what a wonderful campaign that is, Not merciless, but Ming. You can see them all coming out. Oh yeah, not camp, but David.
I think his slogan should be, I'm a slightly different type of
Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and ask Hugh to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features the Duke of Edinburgh.
Oh, bloody royal visits. Have you seen the bar? Is there a bar? Oh, the bar. It's in here, is it? Just through here. Splendid. You could do with the gin. What are you cooking? Yes. I tell you what I like to eat. Swan. Lovely swan. Golden eagle. I shoot some of them in Balmoral. Mind you, I tell you what you need for that is a shotgun. Yes. Yes, a bloody big one. I say. Do you... Can I just say, you really do have a terrific pair of norks. They are. My goodness. Yes. I'm sorry to mention them again. They are magnificent. Are they your own, or... What's this? Oh, Tekken, is it? Oh, lovely, yes. I play this at Sandringham, level 5. I tell you what you have to do. Kick 'em! That's what you have to do. Oh, dear. No, you've ballsed that up. Oh, look out, it's the fuzz. Yeah. I didn't know it was an osprey. Are you a stripper gam, or... I tell you what I saw earlier. There's a woman in the kitchen who has a terrific pair of norks. Oh, look, lovely, a DVD, yes, my favourite. Normally I have to go to Holland to buy these. Well, goodbye. Do you want some? Yes, well, goodbye. No, I don't know where you've been.
Now we have an exciting new round called Ask the Panel, which ordinary members of them ask questions about something in the news this week. Can we have our first question, please? Who wants to come with a question? That gentleman there, please.
Do any of you smoke, and if so, how have you been dealing with the smoking ban?
No, very easily.
I don't smoke, but apparently the big problem with the smoking ban is BO in nightclubs. And I've thought it through. Just put Nicorette patches under both armpits. 2 birds, 1 stone. Also, if they need to put a new smell into nightclubs, got to select something that everyone likes. Bacon. Those are my ideas.
I did enjoy Charles Kennedy getting done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you obviously knew the dangers of smoking, not so aware of the dangers of sticking your head out of a train going at 125 miles an hour.
I thought Charles Kennedy probably wasn't even smoking. It's probably like just the alcohol in his breath spontaneously combusted. He's probably like a baby dragon at this stage.
I saw something that was great the other day. There was a bloke outside the pub and he had a cagoule on, right? And he was just absolutely slashing it down. Just smoking like that, like a nicotine-obsessed condom. It's fantastic. You think he'd probably just quit at that stage?
That's a really good look for you, by the way.
Thanks so much.
More stuff like
well,
that.
if most people did this, the world would be a happier place. It's very difficult to take something seriously.
Are you talking about...
I want a divorce.
Probably get it, actually.
Yeah. How has Blue Peter managed to upset the Tories this week?
Have they changed their name to Red Peter?
They have not. No, they have not. No.
It's Connie Huck.
It is Connie Huck, yes.
Does she hate him? I don't know.
Does she hate him? No.
Yeah, I tell you who doesn't hate Connie Huck. Hey, Dara.
She's a good girl.
Hang on.
Don't mess with the hook.
What does that mean? Do you fancy her?
He dresses up. Kids
TV kind of thing, and I quite like... she's getting dissed at the moment.
Then?
Yeah.
I'm just saying she's...
He loves her. He loves her.
And, no,
Look at him squirm.
Have you ever met her, Dara?
I've never met her. No.
Is
I'm clearly not
Would you
going
like
to
to
happen
sidle
now.
up to her and say, here's something I made earlier?
Dara, does your wife watch this?
Yeah, but she doesn't watch Blue Peter, so I'm all right.
Sticky back plastic.
Actually, just a Blue Peter term. It had no actual gag there. So yeah, it's very good. You might have just shut the dog at that stage. Anyone know why Blue Peter got grief off the Tories?
Because she did this press conference that was supposedly about how cycling is good, but Ken Livingstone went on about how the Tories are shit, and then it felt that she was in some way associated with this being a party political press conference when she thought it had been an environmental cycle around press conference, and the BBC apologised in the most sort of pathetic terms to the Tories for having done this, and apparently they have now imposed upon her a new contract where she can't say what she likes anymore. So now Blue Peter presenters no longer have the same human rights as the rest.
Ironically, this week on Blue Peter, they're making a voodoo doll of David Cameron.
See, she's got the perfect opportunity, hasn't she? That bit where they're making a present and they go, send your parents out of the room. She can pretty much say what she likes to children. Send your parents out of the room, we're making an advent calendar. Rebel by killing people and blowing shit up.
That's why you don't work in kids' TV, Frank.
The problem was that the Tory councillor believed that was in some way showed that the BBC and Blue Peter were endorsing Ken Livingstone's push for a Lord Mayor of London next year. Do you know the way that Blue Peter viewers who are aged 8 and 14 are big voters?
Some of them are 8, some of them are 14, some of them are around about 35.
35. Don't mess with the hook. Your category is education. The answer is 25 in a row. What is the question?
How many green bottles are standing on Charles Kennedy's windowsill?
How many years has the UK finished bottom of the Eurovision Song Contest?
How many times just... We won it in 1997, happen to know.
So, that shoots you down, my friend.
Would you like to sing us that song, David?
Well, I would, but unfortunately a court order says I mustn't.
Is it how many times does Dara O'Brien crack one off on Blue Peter?
It was unfair to draw her into a political battle. I was not going to have an obsession with the woman or something.
Can a man not form an unnatural attachment to someone they've never met on the television without it resorting to masturbation jokes? Just made a little shrine.
A little shrine. And can I point out, stop writing Dara fancies Connie on a piece of paper. I think she's twice been unfairly dragged into political discussions that are not of her doing, and that's what I'm defending here.
I was so shit with girls, though, when I was 18. I was one of those people who sort of hit someone on the arm, because there was a girl I really fancied. And we took her for coffee, and I was sort of sitting next to her.
We took her for coffee?
Well, whatever. No,
There's your error.
no. Anyway, we're having a cup of coffee, and I was about to say, I wanted to say, I really fancy you, I really like you. I didn't know how to do it. So what I did instead was, I had a spoon that I was stirring this coffee with, and I went like, I had no idea why I did it. It's a teaspoon, and I went, I really like you. I hit her on the head with a teaspoon, and instead of, the response which I was expecting was, I really like you too. She went, what do you do that for? She just sort of went down and said, not the way I was hoping.
So in other words, you dabbed her with boiling hot water.
I probably splashed a bit, There,
I once told
a
a girl that I knew how to make banoffee pie in an attempt to impress her. And as if she's going to go, oh, really? That's right, they call me Daddy Pudding. But I went to her house and I thought, well, I'll just go around, we'll cook banoffee pie. I'm not taking a T-shirt, who needs that? So I rode, essentially, just in my pants down to her house. And I thought it was just be me and her, but her entire family was there. And her dad's like, who's this, Mowgli? And you kind of... honestly, I've never been more aware of my nipples in my life. It was kind of... And he was a chef. So he goes, how do you make banoffee pie?
Until I was 30, I genuinely thought that banoffee pie was a traditional Scottish dish from a town called Banoffee. Oh, Banoffee, where we make the pie. We're twinned with a village in France called Pecan.
How cool, it's banoffee, but it's also got banana and toffee. Yeah. It's like they made it out of the same word.
I just thought it was too good to be true, and it was.
Because they grow lots of bananas in Scotland, don't they? It's the home of the banana.
Yeah, they've loads of them.
You bastard.
Yeah.
Do you know, I once tried to impress a girl by doing a magic trick. This was on a first date, and it was a trick that I'd learnt whereby you take a piece of paper, right, put a staple in the top of a piece of paper, preferably a post-it note. Empty out the stapler, okay? You cover the staple with your finger so it looks like a normal piece of paper. You put it there. You put the empty stapler on your forehead, like that. It sticks on because it's a post-it note. There's a staple in it. It's a magic trick. It looks like I know. I thought that would impress a lady. She had gone to the bathroom to get ready. We were about to go on a date. I was a bit nervous and thought, I've only got a few minutes. Started to do this whole thing. And she came out of the bathroom. I forgot to empty the stapler.
That's good.
She came out of the bathroom and went,
That's the twist I like, yeah.
I went, watch this. I went, belt! And someone went, oh, that really hurt. And I couldn't work out why. I took my finger away and she was just going... And I'm going, ha. And then something started trickling into Surely that's a result, isn't it? I then...
Not for her. No. She wouldn't regard that as a result. Yeah. I met a guy, he self-harmed in front of me.
Well, then, I actually had to get a fork to pry the staple. Yeah.
Who carries a fork? Where was the fork?
I was at her place, so I had to go to the kitchen.
One of her forks! You've got blood on her utensils.
I love the idea of you running into the kitchen. Fork!
Yeah. And then we still went on a date, and I had 2 red dots. It looked like a schizophrenic Hindu.
I thought it was sad, that they had that pop concert to commemorate Diana. I mean, she didn't have much to do with pop music, did she? They should have done something that celebrated what was really great about her life by staging a gangbang in a minefield. Interesting to see if that makes it in, to be honest.
Hello and Welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. Give a big welcome to the people. Fucking hell. I'm sorry.
It's going to be the best one ever.
The first 5 seconds were brilliant.
Oh, lovely. I'm sorry.
This organisation does not tolerate failure, Mr.
Okay, the first subject is national identity. Who wants to come in on that? Russell.
I need a piss.
Okay, I'll just give the title again so you can pop it up on the screen. Sorry.
I'm a little bored today. I think I may sing the news to you. Oh,
sorry. I'm sorry. Which point we usually ask you if you could now walk like a raptor.
Can I walk like a raptor?
Go on, for those who haven't been here before.
This is an announcement to any passengers awaiting the 10 o'clock train to Edinburgh, calling at Peterborough, Doncaster, Darlington, York, gone from Northgate, Peterborough. Fuck, I fucked that up. It was going to be so funny as well. Oh, it was funny.
what do you think the punishment for queue jumping should be? Do you think A, death, B, deportation, or C, that twat with a buzzer keeps on putting it in the wrong fucking place?
You're just funny. To me, you're funny right from the start, okay? Sorry, Russell, do you want to walk back in the
fine. It's not going to be very good anyway.
In the week that Osama bin Laden released... for fuck's sake! More of that later. Mock the week.
I foiled him by throwing a banana at him.
Who throws a banana at somebody? Next topic is what you didn't hear at Live Earth.
Live Earth, sponsored by PowerGen.
Go home, it's too late, there's nothing we can do!
Yeah, just keep the car running. I'm only doing 20 minutes.
We've managed to power this whole event just by burning orangutans.
Climate change? Let's ask the Pussycat Dolls, they'll know what to do.
Sorry, I'm late. This one's for Diana.
Remember, flush your toilet less frequently. And on that note, Genesis.
Everybody put your lighters in the air!
No, honestly, if the Earth is live, you have wired the plug incorrectly.
The next topic is unlikely letters to be read out on points of view.
Why, oh why is the structure of my chromosomes?
Dear BBC, I watched a light entertainment programme on your network the other night that wasn't hosted by Graham Norton. Is he ill?
Dear BBC, how did you manage to get those hippos to swim in a circle?
Dear BBC, I am a Nigerian general with £30 million to put in your bank account.
Last night, I turned on to your new porn channel, See Boobies.
Dear points of view, I would like to complain about the weird voice you're reading out my letter in.
Dear point of view, has anyone else noticed that Pat Butcher looks a lot like the honey monster from the Sugar Puffs album?
Dear points of view, I watched Silent Witness with the sound off and it didn't make any sense.
Dear BBC, well, it's now 30 years down the line and I'm no closer to owning a robotic housemaid. Tomorrow's horseshit, more like.
The other night, I watched Nigella Lawson and picked up a couple of good tips on baking bread. And in the process, I just about ripped my cock off.
Okay.